Hey guys, there is a dangerous myth many high performing executives still believe that competence automatically creates visibility. Guess what? It doesn't. In 2010, while many emerging economies were being positioned as the future of global growth, I was watching something very different happen in real time across Africa and its diaspora. Brilliant founders actually stayed unseen. Highly capable executives remained unheard. Innovative businesses struggled to access capital. Meanwhile, less competent but better positioned leaders and players dominated headlines, partnerships, and investor attention. And the reason was brutally simple. Global markets do not reward excellence first, they reward perceived authority first. That distinction changes everything because visibility is no longer vanity, visibility is economic leverage. Bloomberg understands this, Forbes monetizes this, Silicon Valley scales this daily. The modern economy runs on narrative power. Today, valuation is influenced not only by revenue but by perception. Investor confidence is built not only through numbers but through positioning. Leadership influence is increasingly tied to communication, visibility, and strategic storytelling. This is why two companies with similar operational performance can experience radically different outcomes. One becomes globally investable, the other remains locally respected but commercially overlooked. And global Africa can no longer afford that gap. McKinsey, for instance, projected years ago that Africa's long term economic trajectory would place the continent among the world's major growth engines. Yet, despite the data, perception gaps still shape how African leadership is received globally. That is not only an economic issue, it is a positioning issue. For decades, many African professionals were conditioned to seek validation externally before claiming authority internally. International approval became the benchmark. Foreign platforms became the symbol of legitimacy. Global recognition became the proof of value, but the rules are changing. A new generation of global African leaders is emerging. I think of founders, investors, diplomats, creatives, executives, and ecosystem builders who are no longer waiting to be discovered. They are building visible influence intentionally because in today's economy, invisibility is expensive. If markets cannot clearly understand your value, they cannot scale your impact. If your story is weak, your positioning weakens. If your leadership presence lacks clarity, opportunities move toward stronger narratives. This is why leadership in 2026 is no longer purely operational. It is strategic perception management, it is influence architecture, it is narrative leadership. And the executives who will dominate the next decade are those capable of combining substance, positioning, and visibility simultaneously. Not noise, not performance, not empty personal branding tactics. Strategic authority it is. The kind that opens rooms before introductions happen. The kind that attracts investors before pitches begin. The kind that shifts industries before competitors even recognize the shift. Because history rarely changes because of the most qualified, invisible person in the room. History changes when visionary leaders become impossible to ignore. It's as simple as that. I am Vénicia Guinot, Global Africa Strategist, Media Entrepreneur, Leadership Architect, and President of the Tropics Group of Companies. You've been listening to the Vénicia Guinot Blueprint podcast. Follow me across all platforms at Vénicia Guinot for more high-stakes conversations on leadership, influence, business diplomacy, investment ecosystems, and the future of global Africa. And if you want to connect directly, schedule a private speed meetup through the Calendly link in the description box. Until next episode, build boldly, lead visibly, and scale globally.